This is about navigation in ZiCaMaS. And the navigation starts from this navigation board where we have colored buttons on the left. Let's go one by one. Let's start from registries. Registries button takes us to women and children registry. And there are many other buttons there which we'll be discussing in respective section. Another button which takes us to the place where we can enter or modify data is button pregnant. It is designed, it groups women in the registry by antenatal care provider, BBA in this case, and then you can select any other provider and it will show pregnant women from which were reported from this clinic. This place is for those cases where there's a need in a bulk data entry, let's say 10, 20, 50 records coming from a provider, which happens only in outbreaks or in high-intensity epidemics. So far, this navigation button hopefully won't be used by countries. And then we have button standards. That's probably the second in terms of intensity the navigation button will be used. It helps to set standards for taking care of pregnant women, for newborns, to print out notification forms, to define number of visits, content of the visits for infants, laboratory standards. There are many sub-windows there, and to set diagnosis. This will be discussed in detail in respective sections in the videos. Then, after standards, we have two other buttons which serve almost the same function. They take us to catalogs. Catalogs usually are the data sets which are updated seldom. So here we create a list of health facilities, and until new facility shows up and appears, nobody needs to navigate here. The same about laboratory facility. And in this button, catalog takes us to even more less volatile data, which is health facility type, laboratory type, territorial units, which usually don't change often, outcomes we expect from pregnancy, and some parameters. We'll discuss it in respective section. And finally, there is a case management button, and it takes to the place where the ZiCaMaS brain demonstrates its abilities. It demonstrates how it can monitor, let's say, cases which may expire, let's say, upcoming visits in 100 days, or visits that are already overdue. There is no overdue in this example, or maybe we can check if there are anything overdue. No, not even in 100 days. It shows also how data is, quality of data in terms of completeness, and also some aspects of quality of processes, let's say compliance with visit schedule. And in this case, from here, it takes us to different reports, and we will show it later. It also helps us to see whether data is good quality, which means that the data is entered, but something is missing there. Let's say in this case, we have an intervention, but we have not defined the result. It's empty here. So it can be refreshed, it can be fixed by opening the profile, entering this missing information and closing it. And then this is indicators where finally the tool generates reports in a given time frame for all this with all these indicators, which helps to measure the performance of the system. There are two more buttons. Welcome is something when you want to check, is it latest version or not? So it gives version number and when it was updated. And the final one, if you press it, goodbye, the ZiCaMaS close. So probably that's the time to test it. Goodbye.